Okay. The reason I'm making this video is to remind you, perhaps, how much the interference into one's life through media, news, and very hysterical people all over the place are interfering in my life, in your life, perhaps. There's some people who keep their sanity somehow, but even my closest friends, they start the message sending it to me with the word Iraq. So something happens about Iraq, or somebody thought about Iraq, and somebody's had this concept that he keeps rolling around all day and all night, up and down the street. The streets are indifferent. in in the streets, they're gathering garbage and street cats and many cars, many cars. I think there are much more cars than people. And not to mention the antennas. The antennas stuck on every roof here. Who knows what those antennas do? Sometimes they manipulate the plasma in the atmosphere and create phenomena. Uh, Sometimes they just spread their chemtrail or different metals, nanometals. Sometimes just make those terrible noises as if they were airplanes. Eventually, most of the people working here to distract the rest, who are distracted anyway to their core, and they shaking day and night, shaking and shaking everybody around them. In the meantime, terrible things are happening in the world, like in Australia. I've heard already somebody find very good excuse why it's happening, and that we will benefit greatly in the future of it. But what is missing most of all is, let's say, the real feeling about it, the real feeling of despair and madness that is happening in the bushes, in the forests in Australia. They are burning, and now they're burning also in, I think, Thailand or Laos. And then there are many other things that are happening here. The earthquakes that the government hide. Not to mention the children that are still being kidnapped, and the Palestinians that stand every morning to work, going through the barricades, the army barricade, and having to go to work every day in Israel, where they cannot even say their minds or they will lose their job. So they come for their daily work and they return. Chance that they get shot on the way, pretty good if you they do a mistake, and they're very quiet. In Gaza, perhaps 2 million people stuck in concentration camps, and the news make you believe They're very bad people. They are stuck there for like 50 years, I think, straight, in a small strait, surrounded by military, by tanks that are pointing at them constantly, and they are accused of resisting this. I mean, they live like Jews in the concentration camps for 50 years, and still maintain their humanism. Do you know? Palestinians, the most human people on earth, possibly, they were put into test by this vicious thing. And I live here. This is where I am. So, and everybody here is shaken with the excitement of every new another Muslim or another Arab killed. Everybody is so happy, and they're waving their flags with happiness. So it's pretty difficult to balance yourself between, while you've been pushed between so many powerful, say, magnetic mentalities that are sure they're doing the right thing. The Americans are sure what they're doing. The Trump is sure what he's doing. And the most terrible things are happening, supported by the most sure people. And you look around and you must be sure that this is craziness. Absolutely. So it is time that I think, not only the crazy people will express themselves. It's time for sane people to express themselves. Like, you know, I, I really miss this voice of the normal person. Um, I miss the voice. I miss the cry of the people. I miss the emotions that are going very deep, but they hardly ever express it all. The people here are shaken to the core, or they're shaken to madness, or they're shaken out of balance, or they're shaken out of their sanity and health. They're shaken out of good relationship. We're shaken out of our virtues, actually, and we haven't started to yell, "Shut up!" So yeah, so it's this video will be titled "Wake Up, Shut Up." I think, yeah. So yes, so thank you for watching. I'm Josef.